Welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Sam. For those new to the channel, I hope by the end of this video, you decide to become a subscriber. Recently, there was a post circulating on X, and before I dive into the main topic of this video, I need to address it. This post highlighted a static file on the US SEC website titled Comprehensive Proposal, XRP as a Strategic Financial Asset for the US. This post was initially shared by Bank XRP and included a breakdown discussing the potential unlocking of trillions through XRP. It covered aspects like Nostro accounts, the US share of Nostro accounts, capital released using XRP, and more. On paper, it all sounds great until you realize that almost anyone can upload these files to the SEC website. As seen from VetorX0, anyone can submit proposals and comments to the SEC, which, after a short review, get posted. This document was not authored by the SEC itself and does not confirm an XRP strategic reserve. Understandably, this led to disappointment, especially considering the significant engagement it received. Posts about it garnered thousands of likes and views, with one even reaching 280K views. This was posted multiple times by the same person, and what we see here is engagement farming. A lot of people are unaware that this is fake, and this is one of the biggest issues in the XRP community. Misinformation spreads because it generates views, clicks, and likes. While the document looks great on paper, it is not an official SEC document. It was simply submitted by an individual to the SEC. However, it still serves as recognition of XRP's efficiencies and its potential role as a key US financial asset. Now, moving on to some more exciting developments, the Genius Act. In the past few days, Eleanor posted about the updated text of Hegar's stablecoin bill, known as the Genius Act. This bill outlines reserve requirements, liquidity requirements, and compliance regulations related to US dollar-denominated payment stablecoins. While this primarily applies to stablecoins issued overseas, it also addresses general issuer regulations. A major focus has been on RLUSD. Shout out to Jeremy Hogan for breaking this down. He noted that the passage of this act could be detrimental to USDT in the US. The bill is extensive, covering the interaction between US federal laws on stablecoins and foreign and state laws. It also establishes reserve and AML requirements, fitting neatly with RLUSD and USDC. The bill explicitly plans for stablecoins to merge with the traditional banking system. This is something I want to emphasize as it signals major developments. Jeremy Hogan raised an important question about the Genius Act requiring stablecoin issuers to have the technological capability to comply with lawful orders. This means issuers must be able to freeze, burn, or prevent stablecoin transfers. Can Ripple or Circle freeze RLUSD or USDC once transferred? Many believe it isn't possible, but there is a clawback amendment on RLUSD. VetorX confirmed that RLUSD can be frozen and clawed back on both Ethereum and the XRP ledger if requested by law enforcement or court orders. The clawback feature initially delayed the creation of RLUSD's AMM pool on the XRP ledger, but its implementation was ultimately beneficial. This feature was key to Franklin Templeton's decision to tokenize on Stellar. Why am I revisiting this now? Because of recent updates. Bank XRP pointed out that the Genius Act enhances regulatory clarity for stablecoins, potentially fueling RLUSD and cross-border growth.
The digital asset community, and more importantly, the American consumers, deserve clarity. For far too long, the absence of a regulatory framework has left consumers vulnerable and businesses in the dark. This uncertainty has also stifled innovation here at home in America. That changes today. The Genius Act is a bipartisan step forward in ensuring stablecoins are safe and reliable tools in the financial system. The Genius Act establishes common sense rules that require stablecoin issuers to maintain reserves backed one-to-one, comply with anti-money laundering laws, and ultimately protect American consumers while promoting the US dollar's strength in the global economy. This is about keeping innovation and opportunity on American soil rather than driving it overseas. We are also taking an action today to end the weaponization of financial regulators.
Additionally, this bill addresses concerns about financial regulators weaponizing policies. Stablecoins are now taking center stage in financial discussions. Ripple has been working with major banks and institutions for years, integrating blockchain-based services. With this bill passing, we could see the merging of digital assets into traditional finance sooner than expected. Some key provisions were added to the Genius Act before it passed out of committee. These include clarifying the treatment of stablecoins issued by non-permitted issuers, ensuring issuer competence and integrity, prohibiting deceptive issuer names, and specifying stablecoin reserve requirements. The goal is to ensure stablecoin regulations foster innovation without stifling growth. Many major players, both within and outside the U.S., support the U.S. dollar, and stablecoins are instrumental in this effort. Ripple seems to have a significant role in this landscape. Congress has emphasized the importance of highly regulated stablecoins, highlighting New York's Department of Financial Services, NYDFS. Notably, Ripple's RLUSD has received NYDFS approval, putting them ahead in compliance. A recent hearing discussed the importance of state-level regulation in maintaining a strong, well-regulated crypto ecosystem.
There's been a lot of concern about debanking crypto companies, with mixed messaging from the federal regulators on how traditional finance can integrate with and provide essential services to the crypto industry. Bank of New York is a New York State chartered bank that has been actively working with crypto companies. And this has been facilitated by clear guidance to banks from the New York's Department of Financial Services, and has led to a vibrant crypto ecosystem in New York for crypto companies and traditional financial institutions. New York's leadership here demonstrates the importance of a strong state pathway for stablecoin regulation. Can you talk about the importance of working with the New York's DFS in building a strong, well-regulated crypto ecosystem in New York?
Thank you very much, Congressman, for your question. We work very closely with the New York DFS and with all our regulators. And given the evolving nature of this space, it's very important to have that very engaged dialogue on a continuous basis to ensure that, again, we know the clarity that we can operate in, and as these rules evolve and as the ecosystem evolve, we can make sure that there's a two-way communication. But clear and consistent framework across the entire ecosystem needs to be upheld at all times, and it needs to not be whether you choose a state pathway or whether you choose a federal pathway. We need to have consistency at the federal level for our regulations and our legislation so that we can ensure the integrity of the entire ecosystem and all players are meeting that high standard.
Thank you. You spoke about Paxio's history with the New York State DFS in your testimony. What do you see as the advantages of state regulation as a stablecoin issuer?
Thank you, Congressman, for the question. The New York DFS was the first regulator in the world to approve the issuance of a regulated stablecoin. And I think that underscores the importance of having a state pathway that allows innovation to happen and continue to happen. In fact, the regulations and the framework that the DFS has constructed has been, I think, the cornerstone for a number of regulators around the world as they have built their frameworks. I think that really shows how important it is for the states to be able to lead. If we didn't have New York leading, today there wouldn't be a prudentially regulated stablecoin issued from the United States.
Now, I, like many of my colleagues, have concerns about the use of stablecoins and other digital assets by illicit actors. And I appreciate that you and I have had the opportunity to discuss the importance of including strong illicit financing protections in any stablecoin bill that becomes law. What is your perspective on where the greatest risks are, and how should we think about addressing them?
I think it's very important to make sure that there are bank standards, which today Paxos adheres to, for AML, KYC, and BSA. The last thing we want is anybody using these products illegally. I think also this new technology creates new tools. So there has to be new frameworks, there has to be new ways to be able to understand how assets are being utilized. And in the one hand, will create new ways for people to have access to this, which is important. On the other hand, it could create new ways for people to use it illegally. And with the right types of protections and the right types of bank-like standards for knowing your customer, I think you can have a framework that allows you to marry both the risks and the rewards in the right way.
New York was the first regulator to approve a stablecoin, setting the precedent for other jurisdictions. Concerns about illicit activities in crypto remain, but strong compliance measures like AML, KYC, and bank-like standards can mitigate these risks. Congress and regulatory bodies hold NYDFS regulations in high regard, and Ripple's compliance positions RLUSD at the forefront of the stablecoin movement. If stablecoins are integrated into the U.S. financial system, Ripple is well positioned to lead the charge. RLUSD utilizes the XRP ledger and supports its growth, which has been confirmed by Ripple executives like Monica Long, Brad Garlinghouse, David Schwartz, and Marcus Inventure. I'm incredibly bullish about these developments. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more updates. You can also follow me on Twitter. The link is in the description. Thanks for watching. This has been Sam. Peace out.